I don't even know how to start this. This is unbelievable. Like, what in the actual fudge? So, you guys, welcome to our live 11 True Crime Mama D here. Coming at you on the Lilly and Jack Sullivan case. Let me close that off. We are live. We have a live audience. We're going to be introducing a lot of their thoughts on this. This gets absolutely insane to me. The shite just hit the fan last night, kind of like, what? So here's the breakdown from everything I'm understanding. First of all, the fundraiser for Lilly and Jack Sullivan has been called off. There's a statement we're going to read by the administrator, Lana King, and as well as we're going to go over this whole thing about money that surrounds Malehya. Belinda, the bio-grandmother of the children, got very suspicious and started making some phone calls and got the validation that she felt she needed, that Malehya made a money grab towards the children's fundraiser. And when she was unsuccessful, all of a sudden the fundraiser is no more. But there's also underlying all that, or on the surface of it, are a lot of excuses about all of a sudden Malehya and her family pulled out of the fundraiser, and all of a sudden nobody wanted to donate. So it gets kind of wild, but this is going to show a lot more of what I feel is truthfully alarming. Now remember, you guys, remember this. Everything that I share with you is just alleged. Yes, it seems suspicious, but it's what this person is telling us that they've talked to somebody else on and so forth. Yes, they are actual family members. Belinda is the bio-grandmother of Lilly and Jack Sullivan. And she has been advocating for these children from the second she found out they were missing. She was ready to go search for them. And it's heartbreaking for Belinda to go through this. But Belinda sticks to the truth, and her alliance is with no one but Lilly and Jack. Exactly where the family should have their hearts. So we're gonna be talking. So first of all, I want to switch down here to this. And we're going to be going over what I'll share with you exactly the audio from Belinda explaining the situation more. But I want you to notice this girl here with the mother of Lilly and Jack. Now, if you're new to the case, Lilly and Jack's mother is Malehya Brooks Murray. She's the dark-haired one here with the big glasses. And then, I believe, don't quote me, but to the best of my knowledge, this is her cousin. And her name is Cheryl. When Malehya was allegedly at that beach, we all were like, what? How could a mother of missing children just go to the beach? Well, some of us are like, maybe it's her solitude. Maybe she's grieving. But now we're hearing also from allegedly the stepdad of Malehya that she goes to the beach every day, and we're like, what's up with that? But again, is it because she is in her own way grieving, and that's a place for, feeling connected to God where your children are? Well, I don't think so. Malehya is alleging, from what we're hearing, third party, people are saying that have talked to Malehya, that she believes the children are alive. So if that were true, would she really go to the beach to grieve? Why wouldn't you be looking for your children? Why would you, if you believe the children are alive, why would you not post missing posters? Why would you not use your Facebook to reach out to your friends to say, hey, if you're a friend, my kids are missing. You want to dig in here and start getting their face out there? Thank you. But no, that's not happening. So why would you not search for your children rather than go to the beach every day? Lots of questions. let's see how this goes. So it's sad. It's damn right heartbreaking. Oh, before we say all this, I have something to tell you. We do a different type of fundraiser because I do not support little tiny fundraisers. I mean, by just some Joe or somebody that has a good heart wants to start a fundraiser. I just personally can't do that because I've been in true crime since 2016, and I have seen it from Summer Wells to the Sebastian Rogers case or even Jay Slater, where this shit goes sideways and all it does is cause drama. So I stand behind, because I've had testimonials from parents of missing children, that the National Center for Missing Exploited Children is my choice of charity. And the reason I'm talking about that is we raised $140 yesterday on Sunday for the National Center of Missing Exploited Children. Your donation goes directly through a button on YouTube that goes to the National Center. I don't touch any of the money, have anything to do with it, but it was awesome. We've now brought our total up from, we were at, for 12 months, we've done a donation of $2,800 and some change there, and now we can add 140 onto that. We are almost at 3,000. Our goal for the year is to donate 5,000 to the National Center for Missing Exploited Children, and that's what we do on Crime Story Mama. That's where I do all my fundraisers and everything, but it's from both of us, meaning this channel, that channel, everybody just gets together. I painted a painting for Jack. It sold for 120% of that went directly, immediately to the National Center for Missing Exploited Children to get us up to our goal. Now, I don't do that often. Just on Mondays, I give you an update of where we're sitting because we all want to give, right? But we want to do it in a way that we know for a fact it's going to help. And they do a good job. So that being said, unfortunately, everybody that had a good heart didn't expect the children's mother to make a play for the funding that the fundraiser was going to raise. I wouldn't have expected it. Even after all these cases I've done, I've never in my life heard this kind of sneaky crap. Yes, I've heard of parents, the missing children, trying to get a hold of some of the funds, but this mother, Malehya, has not spoken out at all until, other than one interview the day after the kids went missing, where she picked up her shit and her baby and she left everything behind, everything of Lilly and Jack's except a stuffed animal and her car. She left her car behind. And she's been radio silence ever since, until the fundraiser. You can imagine that's not sitting well with me. Like, I got hot when I was hearing all this. And you might too when you hear what Belinda's about to tell us about our grandma, because she got suspicious. And I'll be danged if she wasn't right. So let's start off with Lana, who everybody is attesting that Lana had her whole heart into this for the children, and that she never intended to actually allow this. But it is seeming that she was leading Malehya on to believe that indeed some of the funding might possibly be considered to be split and put in a trust fund, as long as Malehya kind of participated in the fundraiser. And Malehya said she and her family were going to do this. They were going to participate. They were going to support this fundraiser. But when this shit blows up and Melinda makes some calls, all of a sudden, Malehya pulls out of the fundraiser. How intriguing. So Lana puts, and this is on her Facebook, important announcement regarding the Jack and Lily fundraiser. After much thought and with heavy hearts, we have made the decision to officially end our fundraiser efforts for Lily and Jack. What began as a mission to raise awareness and support for two missing children has unfortunately been overshadowed by ongoing drama. See? You wait till you hear this drama. Oh, it's just got me pissed off. These babies deserve so much more than this. Poor little Lily and Jack have been lost. Anyway, ongoing drama, misinformation, and circumstances beyond our control. We poured our time, energy, and love into this cause, but it has now reached a point where we can no longer continue under these conditions. We want to sincerely thank everyone who showed genuine support, donated, participated, and stood beside us through this journey. Your kindness has meant the world, and your efforts will never be forgotten. She goes on to say, hold on, whoops, wrong screen. Mercury retrograde, and I'm a Gemini. She goes on to say, after covering the outstanding cost of the previously ordered decals, any remaining funds would be donated directly to Search and Rescue. We will post the final donation amount publicly for full transparency. This decision was not made lightly, but for our own well-being and peace of mind, it's time to step away with gratitude and love. Okay, hold on. Hold the phone, people. All right. If you think there's going to be a fundraiser for missing kids and there not be drama, you might as well just cancel it all right from the get-go and don't talk about it, because it's the number one thing is everybody's going to want to know where every damn dime goes. Number two, you should not be paying for a thing in a fundraiser. If it's not free, you don't get it. Number three, it's better to do a fundraiser online and not in person. You'll raise a lot much more money with simply a free button, right? And in that, you could provide things like an interview with certain people. Oh, I don't know, the mother that was going to be part of this could have given an interview and people would have clicked like crazy for that fund. So you don't need to rent a bouncy house. You don't need to buy bracelets, even though it's nice. You can do a free fundraiser. So why not switch gears if your heart's in it? Switch gears and make it like, hey, get a hold of, I got an idea. Get a hold of Dolly Vision. It's a Crime and Shame. Daphne's Files. Mama D's channel, 1111 True Crime. Right? Get a hold of us and be like, would you guys be willing to do a 24-hour like tap-off marathon where you advertise each other and all proceeds go to Lilly and Jack? And every single one of us would be like, yeah, dang right now. Not only that, our channel will donate $100 for the first monies. And it'll be free to you. So don't give me this excuse you can't afford to do a fundraiser. That's bull crap. I did a fundraiser for 3 years in my community for our kids, our community kids. We raised $8,000, $5,000, right? Didn't cost us a dime, not a dime. We secured everything before we even announced the fundraiser. All right, so this is just going to be something that we're going to get back into. We're going to jump back in for just a clip. A little tiny short clip of something that Stepdad Wade allegedly is saying, so it's in his point of view, but he's sharing this information about all this missing money around Malehya and Daniel. And I find that is, I don't know, pretty much right in line with what we're about to listen to from Belinda, add it all up and see what kind of, info you're really getting. So here you go. And this is a cleaned up audio. And yes, the AI did a crappy job of keeping up with what they were saying, but they talk over each other. And I wasn't going to sit and go through 37 minutes and fix it all. So use your own judgment. Of course, do your own research always. Here you go. Listen to this.
Malehya knows. Guess what? They're 34,000 in debt. So they might have been ripping off
You mean Danielle Martel?
both of them, probably.
Uh,
See, they're probably registering all 5 kids.
that was black.
Now he says they're 34,000 in debt, but then he says both of them, probably. And then he also adds probably registering all 5 kids, meaning milk money, right?
I only work like once a week.
You get this here?
It's not even working.
So you wouldn't get no money at the 20th. You know, you get the child or the kid checks.
Yeah, now I got milk money.
They're ripping them off. They hold 34,000. She drained her grandmother's credit card. 8,000. They even stole the card, and she didn't even did. Another time she borrowed 1,600. Said she'll pay her the next day, and she told her.
I had to laugh because Mark's asking if I'm drinking out of a vase. It's one of those stainless steel mugs, but I hate the caps, so I took it off. I didn't mean to be laughing at this. Okay, so the stepdad's alleging that, to his knowledge, that, and I'm alleging that it's the stepdad. Everything's alleged. That Malehya took $8,000 off of the card of her grandmother and right to her face, I'm not even going to pay you back. And they didn't go to jail for that. And that they probably have been claiming the two kids of Daniel's living with them, but the kids weren't living with them. And so then they were getting extra milk money, as this guy called it. So, yes, money is the root of all evil. Very, very much so, Vanilla. Very much so. Now, money itself isn't evil, but money is the root of all evil, is when people get obsessed with money. Jim Star says, big up Mama D, the lovely mods, and the chat king massive. Just showing my face and the hope this case needs. Thank you, Jim Star, so incredibly much. Thank you. Hey, Tress. You said, I think raising money is awesome. Flyers, posters, etc. But Jack and Lily haven't been found, so benches could wait a bit and bracelets and put pressure on the RCMP. Okay, well, thank you for that. I do feel that there can be fundraising done, but it has to be done in a proper way, and there should be no cost. There should be no cost. Hey, Osprey. That was an awful last night. Oh, wait. M needs to seek help. I hope she never gets metal back. She goes from one loser to another. Therapy big time, plus stealing from family. It stinks of rug addiction, in your opinion. Thank you, Osprey, for sharing. So, money and religion. Right, Jim Star, right. Welcome back, lovely. Hiya, Unspoken. Fraud, theft, abuse, neglect, rugs, all enough for arrest, in your opinion, right? So, here we go. Think on this, you guys. All right, before I share with you what Melinda's about to say, I've got to have my moment. I'm so angry. You knew I would be when you heard this, if you've already heard it. Okay, you don't advocate for your babies, your flesh and blood. But you say they're alive. You believe they're alive, but you ain't looking for them. You don't look for something unless you know where it is or you know you can't have it. It's out of range, untangible. I'll repeat that. You don't look for something unless you know where it is or it's not tangible. You can never have it. So for you, as a mother of missing children, in my humble opinion, to not use your Facebook to get every single friend out there looking for your kids and spreading the awareness and getting posters out there. For you not to hang up one poster that I've ever known you to hang up. For you not to be doing interviews with national. This is a huge case. And yet you don't even get on CBC or nothing to advocate for your kids but one time. I just watched a video over on Joseph Morris, I believe it's called, and or I know it was called, and so it's a traffic stop with this lady, and they smell something in her car, and they pull out a bunch of bags. The lady keeps saying it's dirty laundry, but it's not. It's her niece and nephew who have been in those bags, in those dirty linen bags, since something like 2020, like 4 years. So don't tell me that I'm crazy and try to discount that driveway where Janie's obsessed with, where Malehya was standing allegedly with the baby that is discolored, doesn't hold some evidence in. It's very possible something could have happened, right? But we don't have a mother advocating or looking for these kids or seeming to care. Now, maybe she does, but from all appearances, most of us feel, like myself, I feel that Malehya knows exactly what happened to these children. And if she was such a grieving mother, why would she be saying that they're alive and not looking for them? But yet she's got sorrow and pain in her interview. There's a lot of problems with this, and I'll be honest. Out of all the cases, when it comes to comparison, if you will, I'm getting Emily Boswell's mother, Megan Boswell vibe from Malehya. So that's just my opinion. I think Daniel is either covering up or have done something. So we'll see. We'll see. Hey, Phil, how are you? The Gilbert Villain Biggs. Can I call you Phil? Hello, Miss 1111 True Crime. So happy to find you live today. Well, happy to have you along. Happy to have you along. Hello, Archer and the Empress Tarot. That video was heartbreaking. Yes. Absolutely destroyed any hope that there was no abuse. For me. It painted a very clear picture of the terrifically horrible. I'm just going to leave it there. You know what it felt like. Hi, Jessica. Yeah, I just watched this. Mama G made me so sick, right? The one you saw last night, Osprey. Okay, let's go ahead and get into it, you guys. So, remember, I told you that this is Cheryl. So when you're hearing the bio grandmother of Lilly and Jack, whose name is Belinda, talking about Cheryl, you're going to know who we're talking about. The one here with Malehya. Okay? All right. Get ready to just have your heart broken, because as much as it's heartbreaking to think that the mother hasn't advocated for these children, to really understand that the only time she's advocating is for cash and trying to make a money grab, potentially possible here, that got stopped before it happened, is disgusting.
But the cost, the cover of the fundraiser. And she would tell me that I have to be optimistic. She's very optimistic, and she believes it's going to be a great turnout. And I mean, it was rubbing off on me. It was sounding to me like it was definitely going to be a great turnout. And she was pretty chipper with me that morning on the phone. But in the back of my mind, I just couldn't get over the fact that Malehya wanted money to be put into a trust under Cheryl's name.
Stop. What? See how they is? See how this is coming out? We got these two girls are going to the beach, right? And then we got Wade, the stepdad, saying, oh yeah, they're out there every day. Well, not they, but that Malehya's going every day. I bet she is out there with Cheryl. What kind of scam are these two doing? And then I'm going to just tell you outright, I didn't play the whole, 24-hour video, because some of those videos go for days and I'm like falling asleep. I ain't going to do that to you. I'm just going to tell you this. It is being alleged how this worked was that Lana, the administrator of the fundraiser, believes in her heart that Jack and Lily are still alive. And I give her credit for that. I hope it's true. I truly do. She also, through Belinda, is explaining that Lana either got in touch with Malehya or Malehya got in touch with Lana. Communications being had. And that Malehya was suggesting that, whatever was left over in the fundraiser could be split two ways, and half of it could go into a trust fund for the children in Cheryl's name. Could have had a V8. Why didn't we think of that? Hell, we don't even need a fundraiser. Let's just get Cheryl a GoFundMe going, right? And just put it in the kids, for the kids, for the kids. Because we're that stupid with 2 O's. No, that's not how it works, folks. As Belinda will tell you, it's not supposed to be attached to any family members, and that's why everybody most likely pulled out of this fundraiser, is because it wasn't just Belinda getting wind that there was possibly family members that are suspects at this time, because they certainly haven't been cleared by the RCMP, and they may possibly end up getting their hands on the funding. So, why didn't Lana call the RCMP? She's saying to Belinda, well, I can't really prove that it's, Cheryl and Malehya because they're not doing a video call, but I know it's them. And Belinda's like, you got to get them on video call. I've got to know this. I've got to see them. I want to know that somebody hasn't hacked Malehya's account. Lana's saying, well, it's hard because she will only talk to me at night and never in the day. So this is feeding into Lana's theory that the children are alive and that Malehya has them. Yep, this is all what's being said behind the scenes here. And so Lana is playing into Malehya so that Malehya will get comfortable and somehow Lana can find out about these kids. And in her thought, it became Lana's job in her mind to supersede the RCMP and try to hope that Malehya would hand these children over to Lana instead of allowing the RCMP to know immediately that Malehya is only willing to talk at night when you suspect the children are asleep and that you think they're alive and that you have reason to believe they're alive and you haven't called the RCMP. I've never wanted to bitch slap someone so hard in my life, and I'm sorry if that offends y'all, but that's about as stupid as you can get. If you know anything, you see anything, you get your ass on that phone and you call, especially if it is in direct contact with the parent of a missing child. You don't fuck around and find out. You call the RCMP. For the love of God and all that's holy in heaven, how are we going to find these children if people think that they are the ones that have to solve the crime? Okay. Welcome to Mama D. I'm nice until this kind of shit goes down. Let's listen to Belinda. Bless her heart. I feel so bad for Belinda.
So sorry.
I thought somebody was trying to scam her, pretending to be Malehya, because Malehya wasn't reaching out to anybody. And all of a sudden, out of the blue, Malehya's reaching out to Lana. It did not make sense to me.
Who's running the fundraiser?
And Lana feels that it was because they hadn't reached out until the fundraiser came about.
Right.
And Lana said this afternoon, it puts the thought in her mind, like, why would you ask for money to be put in trust for children?
Right.
And I said, why would even if you don't know her, why would a family member put you in that position?
Right. So I wanted to find out, was it really Malehya? She had taken me off her Facebook. Why? I don't know. I can guess now. I have in the back of my mind why I'm assuming Malehya's removed me from Facebook. She's removed other family members of mine that were on her Facebook. And so I am just assuming that, well, what if somebody stole her identity? I mean, somebody stole my account in the very beginning and put my profile out there, and it wasn't me. But it looked like it was my account because I went on it and looked. So I thought somebody was doing that because they would not FaceTime her, and I kept saying, you got to get them to video call you so you can see who you're talking to make sure.
Hold on. Leah's sharing with us that a lady called Dolly Vision last night that was part of the fundraiser. Mom didn't pick up her flyers. Y'all, I'll say it. I've said it almost every video. The National Center for Missing Exploited Children print all the free flyers that a real parent wants for free. For free. Malehya could have had every damn poster she wanted. Daniel could have too. He's a stepdad. But neither one of them do. And Daniel's response to Sonny and them over on It's a Crime and Shame was that simply he just found his stapler about a week ago. What are you going to do? You can't even hang up a poster. Really? This is just crazy. This is crazy. Lana, who is Lana? Sorry. Archer and the Empress, honey. Lana is the one that, out of the goodness of her heart, she decided to start a fundraiser. And all of a sudden, she decided that in her head, these kids are alive. And so she's going to rescue them by getting close with the mother, using the fundraiser to keep Malehya, like, on the hook. Because Malea's all like, money, money, money. There's a money grab. And Lana says, well, we'll consider it to keep, the mother on the hook. And da-da-da-da-da. But she suspects that these children are alive. Lana, the administrator of the fundraiser, thinks these children are alive and that Malehya has them, and she's got allegedly reasons to believe this, and yet she doesn't call RCMP, but instead is trying to bait Malehya so that in the future she can make a play to try to get the kids given to her by the mother, Malehya. And I'm like, I'm sorry, but some stars don't shine as bright in the sky as others. You hear what I'm saying, y'all? A line is forming to slap that mama. I'm not really advocating violence at all. I'm not. It's a figure of speech. Archer and the Empress love my passion. I can't help it. I really can't. It's how I feel. I've never been a sugar sweet kind of gal. I'm as kind and as loving as you get when it comes to kids. But when it comes to missing kids' parents, I'm highly suspect of all of them. Anybody that's with those kids when they disappear, they're my number one. And 2 and 3 in this case. Adventures Underwater UK, hello. You said it's crazy the person who was running the fundraiser for Jack and Lily ends up punishing Jack and Lily by canceling the fundraiser because of her behavior now. That's why I said, why in the hell is it canceled? Why is it canceled? You don't need a dime to do a fundraiser. Like I said, get your butt out there and advocate through social media. And you can still raise the money and not have to have nothing. We have done it. In the Steve Avery case, we did a 24-hour live. I believe there was 7 or 8 of us that got together and did our stint. So each of us would sign up a block of time. And then we would connect it so that the viewer knew where to jump next by a thumbnail. And this was a 24-hour live between all of the existing people working the case on YouTube. We all shared the same donate button to donate to Kathleen Zillner, the Defense Fund. Okay, that's what we were doing. So it was a legitimate button that legitimately connected not to us, didn't connect to none of us. It went right to the defense, right? And so we advertised that same button, and so it was 24 hours of coverage. Thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars we raised. No money question, nobody having to count a penny, didn't cost us a dime, thousands of dollars. So you need to know what you're doing when you get into fundraising. Phil, the Gilbert villain Biggs. All right, Phil. There are very few things you can do with one hand that are satisfying as touching the like, subscribe, and notification buttons in rapid succession. I don't even want to know what that meant. That's hysterical. Tammy says, he said it last night in chat if she gives up the location of the kids. Ugh. You think giving her like $500 or $2,000 is going to make her give up the location of these kids? Not you, but the person that said that. That's, never going to happen. There's a $150,000 reward. We can't even get her to talk for that, right? They also said it was going to be into a trust for the babies. Why would they need a trust if they aren't with us? No body, so no burial fund. Definitely not university. Yeah. Nova. Have you spoke to Lana? Because I do every hour, and this info is not correct. Reach out and speak to Lana before rating more misinformation. I'm just reading you off her stuff, and I'm sharing what Belinda said. You guys can reach out and talk to Nova or Lana or whatever. I'm just telling you right now, there's no reason to cancel no fundraiser. You just go about it a different way. And you sure the hell don't involve the parent directly into the fundraising part. Okay? Especially if they ain't hanging up no flyers. You basically give them an invite and say, hey, I hope you show up. Right? Because they're still not cleared by the RCMP. So how deep do you really want to be connected to that parent? So it really doesn't matter the fact that she was working with Malehya behind the scenes, behind everybody's back, with intention to, I don't know what. That just, it's off. It's off-putting. I don't want to talk to her at all. There's nothing she can justify for me. I mean, she could be like, well, I was only talking to Malehya because of this. No. That's not how it works. And the other thing is, if you are talking to somebody that, everybody in the world has not heard from, and all of a sudden you get messages from, I don't know, Malehya, keep it to yourself until you can share it, or you're just putting yourself through hell. Because coming out and saying I'm talking to her, but I'm not going to tell you anything until I've had time to go through it, you shouldn't even be telling anybody you're talking to her. You should be reporting it, every single word of it, to the RCMP behind the scenes, and after they have got their report, then you let people know what she said, not that you're talking to her. That's just like saying, hey, I'm making cookies and they're delicious and you can smell them, but you're not going to get any, and I'm going to be a snotty little bitch about it, so you can, stick it up your butt. I'll share when I'm ready. That needs to stop. If you really care about these kids, we have a lot of desperate people that really want to know if these kids are okay. So keep it to yourself until you have enough to share, kind of like cookies, right? And get it to the RCMP before you even tell anybody on YouTube that you're talking to the mama. I mean, she might be giving you information, but if she knows you're going directly online with it, and you're already telling her, she might be very leery of what she's going to share. But yeah, you should be getting that to the RCMP and not flaunting it all over YouTube that you're talking to her, but that you'll have to tune in tomorrow night when I've had time to digest it. I'm sorry, I'm snotty today because I told y'all this had me all ticked. And I feel for Belinda. I do. It's crushing for this grandmother to go through this.
And she said, well, I keep trying, but they only want to talk at night. And she assumed because, the kids would be up during the day and at night they're in bed, so it was safe for them to talk. She really believed that Malehya has the kids with her. She did believe this. I didn't believe any of it. So I found somebody that I knew was still friends with Malehya, and it's like, well, just ask her. Just ask her if she's in touch with Lana, or is somebody trying to steal her identity because they're talking about putting funds into Cheryl's name. Well, right away, she stated, I support this fundraiser.
Okay, the other thing I want to tell you is poor Belinda is sitting there having to know on the spot, on a live, just finding out that not only was Lana the administrator working with Malehya behind the scenes, but the one creator that Belinda has been going on the channel this whole time, all of a sudden gives the confession, well, I might as well let you know, live, on the spot. Belinda's already been in tears. Not one person comforted her. She literally, you could hear her crying on the mic. And all I could do is sit and think about holding Belinda. And Belinda has to find out that this creator's been working with Malehya behind the scenes too. At one point, Belinda's like, how long have you been talking to Malehya? Now, this person claims it was just that moment. That just during the live, Malehya hasn't talked to nobody except for Lana behind the scene until just now when all of a sudden during the live, all of a sudden she starts talking to her. And it was a shit show. It was a shit show. I lost great respect for the situation. And it broke my heart for Belinda, truthfully. I was like, I felt betrayed for Belinda. I'm like, oh my God, who else is working with Malehya behind the scenes and not telling Belinda? And I'm not throwing crap. I'm just saying, yes, I want these parents to talk so that the RCMP gets every clip and every word they say. I really do. But they're only going to lie. So there's nothing really worth coming out here and going, I'm talking to this person. I'm not going to share it with you until I'm good, dang, and ready. And yeah, that'll be when I have time to go over it. And there the grandmother of the children is sitting, learning that you're talking to the mother of the missing children behind her back, basically. And I was like, oh my God, am I really watching this? That's right, Belinda. I agree with you, Countryside. Belinda is the only believable character in the mystery novel from page 1.
And I'm going to be there, that the fundraiser is not for family members. It is for the GoFundMe, for the benches, and to support the kids, and the search and rescue. And she's 100% behind it. And I thought, well, that's good then. That is good. But then all of us...
I'm going to just be real with you folks. I will never ask you to hit the like button on my video for children. You know why? Because that like button is basically to improve my channel. What I will do is I will say, if you have finances to spare, please tune into my Crime Story Mama show on Sundays. There will be I was going to do the letters, but National Center for Missing Exploited Children button. That is their button. And you can hit that button for Jack and Lily, right? You can hit the National Center for Missing Exploited Children button for Jack and Lily. But everything you do for this channel, I put towards my effort, whether it be for Jay Slater, Summer Wells, Michael Vaughn, Classic and Sincere, Oakley Carlson, Harmony Montgomery, Lilly and Jack Sullivan, Sebastian Rogers. You know, I mean, it's everything I do is for them, but it's also for us, you know. So I'm just saying, I'm not trying to be hard on you. But that shit show yesterday and that snotty ass remarks towards all the people that have, I mean, I'll just be real frank with you. If you're a creator out there, you need to be very aware that you are not a creator on YouTube without your followers, without your subscription, without your people, without your online family there. You're not a creator. You're a wannabe. And how they're feeling is desperate for answers. I don't know if you quite understand that, but we are desperate when it comes to Jack and Lily. Like, cry ourselves to sleep at night, can't sleep, get migraines, have to go take some Tylenol because it's ruining parts of our day where we have crying moments. And to hear Belinda sit there and bawl and not one of anybody there console her, just that made me mad. All I could think about is holding Belinda right then.
Sudden, she calls Lana and lays into Lana, and then Lana calls
Tress.
me all upset. Doesn't call, she messages me all upset that I betrayed her trust, and now Malehya wants nothing more to do with her, and it made her look like a fool and made her look like a couple of other things. And I told her that Malehya wasn't going to share any more info with her, and it's like, well, what info is she supposed to share with you?
Bingo.
It's like, and why are you concerned about Malehya? It is supposed to be about Lily and Jack. that I don't care two hoots about Malehya. And then she went on to state that, well, I broke her trust and now she can't share anything further with me. And it's like, well, if that's the way you feel, that's fine with me. That doesn't matter to me either.
Agreed. Belinda, I don't know if people truly understand this, but Belinda is only in this for Lilly and Jack, okay? But she's in it with her entire heart. And so when she's, not had this true crime experience, these are her flesh and blood. She isn't going to give a shit if something makes you look bad if you aren't doing something right. She's going to call you out and she's going to expose you because she wants that transparency. Because keeping secrets is exactly why Lilly and Jack aren't being found right now. You understand? Let me make that abundantly clear. The secrets and lack of transparency is why we don't know where Lilly and Jack are now. So Belinda does not have a drop of respect for these little mind games of, oh, I'm talking to the mother right now. I just had to confess, but I'll tell y'all later when I feel like it. Yeah, you can answer. Here, let me do it for you. No. That shit needs to stop. We're not 10 years old. We're not in high school. We are grown-ass adults with two babies that could be dead at the hands of some foul play. Or they could be alive. We're nowhere closer. Now, RCMP did drop a little note with a little hashtag about chance landing or something along that effects. But then they deleted that. They never said it was about Jack and Lily. It was in Pictou County. It's only about 10 miles away from New Glasgow. So I'm not sure. And my dogs are about to go nuts because I have a delivery being made. It's more of our stock card paper for our cards. So the dogs are going to go nuts in about 2 seconds. But you feel me. You feel me. You get what I'm saying. Time is of the essence. Right. Where's the urgency, people? Oh my God. I'm like, I can't. Mm-hmm. I noticed that too. I'm sorry, y'all. The dog's going to go nuts. Mute for a minute. He'll be gone. He's just going to leave it on the porch. Oh my God. The thing with Belinda, I was bawling with her in real time. She was just so quiet on the mic. He already left, so she was so quiet on the mic, but you could hear her heart broken. And I'm not naming names, but the other person came on and they were like, this could have put the kids at risk with you blowing this out. And now if the kids were with Malehya and safe, are they now? And I'm like, oh my God, shut the hell up. You're talking to the grandmother. You're imposing this idea that the grandmother should keep her mouth shut, or she might be risking the kids. But yet your group is talking to the mother behind the scenes and telling everybody, we're talking to her, we're not going to tell you what she's saying. I'll tell you this much, I'll give you this little screenshot. And I'm like, oh my God, this has hit a new level of fucking low to be treating actual blood relative, the only one advocating for the children, the way she was treated was so disrespectful. I was literally going to go throw up. Like, it was ridiculous. It should not happen. Right, poor Belinda. Where's the empathy and the care for a grandmother that's trying to show with you and share with you information that she's come to understand, that she's already made calls into the RCMP about, though they haven't called her back, she's going to follow up on it. Now, all of that, there should have been somebody comforting her when she was crying. I don't care, Bev. Luggy and Crispy can do whatever the hell they want. Tammy Burke says bad enough she has to see and hear that her grandbaby might not be with us. I believe that's what you said. Exactly. So, I mean, you can go over. I'm not going to play no more of their channel. No more of what was said. You get the idea. You can definitely go tune in to It's a Crime and Shame. Watch the entire thing. I don't think I'm far off from saying that was a shit show in itself and absolutely heartbreaking. As I'll tell you, as a true crimer, I was embarrassed. I was embarrassed that, that's how people were being treated. I was saddened for people when I'd see their names. There were people that I know on here, like yourself, that had questions and they were being treated unfairly. And, you can call me any name you want. And, I'll block you if you call me swear names. But if you call me snarky or if you call me, boy, you're grumpy. I put up with a lot, right? I'm not all that. I don't know. It was just off-putting. And we need to talk about the kids. Yeah, and that could be too. That could be too. Right. Agreed, Trust. And if you are talking to the mother behind the scenes, it should be kept quiet until the RCMP has had access to all of the information. You shouldn't go running to YouTube. It is infuriating. It's terribly infuriating. Now, I'm not one to linger on here. Yes, the pond. That's true too. Oh my, I don't even know. Like I said, everybody's got a different opinion, just like Leah's saying. And we respect them as always. We are going to pull some cards for Lilly and Jack Sullivan next, and I'm very interested in seeing what the cards show on Justin. Now, if you do want my true crime deck and you're on the live, you can click the button way up there, right at the top of chat. And if you're on our beautiful, absolutely gorgeous replay crew, you see me flirting with you? If you're on the beautiful replay crew, it will be pinned in the top button above, both the link to get over and jump over with us and continue while I pull cards together with you. Or if you want the true crime deck, I'm telling you right now, it's going amazing. I can't wait for everybody to get their true crime decks. I ordered very nice boxes for them. I'm just saying, it's very professional. I love you so much. I want to say a prayer for Lilly and Jack Sullivan right here, right now. It's hard. It's getting harder every day, to really feel hopeful. But we've got to. We pray with the bottom of our hearts. All of us do. We combine our energy into finding Lilly and Jack Sullivan. May their whereabouts be revealed to the RCMP immediately without delay. Please, Lord Jesus above, feel our urgency. We pray this with one united feeling of unconditional love for Jack and Lilly Sullivan. And we pray today is the day. In Jesus' name we pray this. Amen. It's finished. With that being said, lovelies, I will see you over on the other side. So do the time warp again. It's just a jump to your left.